In Nigeria, there's only one car brand that is good, produce reliable cars, and is accepted by every single Nigerian, and that is Toyota. And every other brand and some of the models they produce are just mere spectators. Why? Because they do not wear the Toyota badge. The love of Nigerians for Toyota in Nigeria is just so immensely incredible. So today we're talking about 10 cars that Nigerians won't even consider or give a chance because they don't wear the Toyota badge. Let's go, guys. First on my list is the Mitsubishi Pajero. This is one of the most ignored mid-sized SUV in Nigeria because it is not a Toyota RAV4, neither is it a Toyota 4Runner. And the Pajero is one of the most well-built, reliable, rugged SUV that's ever been built. They've been around since 1984, and Pajeros were somewhat popular in the mid-2000s, the early 2000s, but right now you hardly even see a Pajero on the road. Nigerians don't buy Pajeros. I really can't tell about the quality control and how reliable the newer models of the Pajero are, but the late models, or let me say the older models, are very well built and are one of the strongest and some of the most reliable cars you can never find. And second on my list is another Mitsubishi. This is not entirely ignored, but the Mitsubishi L200 is also one of the most not considered pickup trucks in Nigeria, just because this is not a Toyota Hilux. This pickup is well built, have really reliable and really durable powertrains, and can really do a lot of pickup stops. But they are really underrated, though you still see a lot of them on the road, but I still think these are really underrated and their potentials are not really fully recognized by Nigerians. This is why the Toyota Hilux, for example, is multiple times more expensive and everybody wants one. And thirdly, I have the Honda Accord. I will keep saying the Honda Accord is definitely very underrated in Nigeria. And the only current this car has committed is that it has refused to wear the Toyota badge, which is why Nigerians don't eat them, but they do not like them at the same time. This only tells why Nigerians would prefer to go for a 2003 Toyota Corolla instead of going for a 2009, a 2010, and a 2011 Honda Accord going for the same price. It just shows how much Nigerians do not regard these cars. And the only excuse they have is the leg they removal, the leg they removal, the leg they removal. And after that, ask them what else. Nothing, which is seriously injustice to me. And next, I have the Hyundai Elantra. The Hyundai Elantra is not a Toyota Corolla, and that is the only crime this car has committed in the hands of Nigerians. The Hyundai Elantra is one of the most reliable, the most durable, and one of the most economical compact sedans in Nigeria. But Nigerians still prefer to take the wide path Toyota Corolla instead of taking the narrow path on the Elantra. Another injustice. And next, I have the Acura TSX. The Acura TSX is a pure jet and is undoubtedly one of the most not considered sedans in Nigeria. This car is cheap luxury, cheap performance, and it is offered for far less than their potential because people are not just interested. Some people don't even know what this car is in the first place. And the TSX, for those who know their cars, is a legend and the machine. And next, I have the Honda Pilot. The Honda Pilot is one of the cheapest SUV you can ever find on the Nigerian used car market. They are very cheap because Nigerians are definitely not buying them. Nigerians would prefer to go for the more expensive RAV4, the 4Runner, and the more expensive CHR instead of considering the Honda Pilot. The Honda Pilot is one of the most not to considered cars Nigerians ignore because it was not built by Toyota. Definitely. And next, I have the Mazda 3, the Mazda 5, the Mazda 6, and the Mazda CS9. I don't know what Mazda do in Nigeria, but Nigerians, we hardly consider Mazda cars over Toyota cars. And these listed Mazda models are just the point of action to a lot of other neglected Mazda models out there. Nigerians won't consider Mazda cars, except they wear the Toyota badge, definitely. And next, I have the BMW 3 Series. The BMW 3 Series is definitely not a Toyota, and that is why Nigerians will definitely not give this damn man machine a chance. Though this was somewhat popular during the era of the E32 series, but right now, in the compact sedan segment, you hardly see a 3 Series on the Nigerian road. When Nigerians buy this car by choice, it's either they inherit them or someone just dashed them, or they got it for cheap. And yes, these cars are very, very cheap on the Nigerian used car market. Especially the E60 and the E45 3 series, these are very cheap for what they have to offer on the Nigerian used car market. And next, I have the Honda Odyssey. The Honda Odyssey is definitely not the Toyota Sienna, and that is the only crime this car has committed in years of Nigerians. I'm not saying the Odyssey is definitely better than the Toyota Sienna, but the main question is, have we really given this minivan a chance to even try to prove itself in Nigeria? The answer to that question is no. So the Odyssey is just another potential waiting to be tapped in the Nigerian car industry, because Toyota definitely makes minivans right. Yeah, no chance. And finally, I have the Volkswagen Passat. Not the Passat CC. Anything we get is the Komotan. I mean, just the Passat and the Volkswagen Bora. Especially the early generation Passat and the Bora. These are really strong, reliable, and very durable cars in Nigeria. But these cars are definitely dying off, or they are already dead in the Nigerian car scene, because Nigerians will give them a chance. So there you go, guys. Only if Nigerians will decide to give other models a chance, but it's not looking like that's going to change in recent years. These are the same sort of people that prefer the Toyota Matrix over the Scion, or even the Pontiac Vibe, that actually shares basically everything with the same Toyota Matrix. But because these cars do not carry the Toyota badge, Nigerians don't hear that one though. But this thing is just to show some of the cars I think Nigerians are undermining amidst a lot and thousands of other cars out there that Nigerians will just give a chance because they don't wear the Toyota badge. So which other car do you think should deserve to be on this list? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Ciao.